You know that more than half the cost of wind generation isn't in the turbine, it's actually in the structure you sit it on. Because once you've got that turbine, you of course have to stick it up in the air, and the tower that it goes on is incredibly expensive. And of course, once you've put that tower up there and stuck the turbine in the air, if something goes wrong, either you've got to get up there, or you've got to get that back down again, and so the maintenance costs go up. Now, this is not a new idea. There's a company called Involux who were looking at that, and what they did was build a great big horn that they stuck up in the air to capture the wind and direct it through a pipe onto a turbine in the ground. Now, there's huge benefits to that. The horn is much lighter and much cheaper to build, and because everything's sitting on the ground, it's much easier to get to. And so I was really intrigued by that and thought that was an interesting idea and thought I would do a replication of it. Now, you can't just put any old horn up there. You have to think a little bit about the shape of it. And what they do is they do a Venturi. Now in Venturis, the entrance horn has an angle 30 degrees to the centre line. So there's the centre line of the cone, and 30 degrees is the cone shape. And then we can direct it down a pipe, and we can blow it over a turbine and have an exit cone, and the exit cone has a 5-degree angle. So as long as we construct a Venturi like that and put a pipe on it, we should be able to do that. So I used a cone calculator on the internet, and I made this opening the same size as a bit of waste pipe, so it's 130 millimeters. Then I did a 30-degree angle, and I've got this shape here. So that's my collection cone that I made out of a sheet of aluminium and a cone calculator. Now what I need to do is connect my waste pipe to it, and of course I'm actually not going to put a huge bit of waste pipe on. I'm going to put this short piece because it's a bit of a prototype for me to have a look at the idea. Will the cone collect? Will it drive it down here? And will it be able to drive some kind of turbine? That's all I'm interested in at the moment. And I want to do that as quickly as possible and as cheaply as possible, just to see if it actually works. If it works, then of course I'd be much more interested in building something bigger. So I'm making this from things I have lying around really, and I'm using standard shapes and measures so that I can do it quickly. Now I've got my piece of U-bend here, which will go onto there, and that will, my cone collector, direct it down and will attach some kind of turbine. Anyway, let's do that. Okay, there's my test bit fit together. There's my capture cone, 90 degrees, long bit of pipe, another 90 degrees. We're going to put a turbine on there. Obviously this bit of pipe is as long as you like, eh? They come in 2, 3 and 5 metre lengths, so you can build up what you like. I'm using this because it's what I've got. Now I'm also using soil pipe, which is underground soil pipe incidentally, which is why it's this orange colour. But they do make this in UV resistant because it is just stack. This particular one isn't, but again, it's what I've got. What we're going to do is stick a turbine on there, and to do that I've got this stuff, which is butyl rubber tape. It's a rubber that's slightly tacky. We can just put that around the edge and put an orifice on there and then put our turbine on there. So dead simple to make. Let's put that on and give it a go and see what happens. Unbelievably enough, that actually works. We're missing off the exit cone so that you can see it working, but let me give you a close-up of that. So that's our exit cone. It's a 5-degree cone. Actually, it's a traffic cone that I cut the bottom and the top on. And that slots on there like that to give us our exit cone. And so we replicate the inner vent. So we have a 30-degree cone at the top, a 5-degree cone at the bottom, and then a passageway to allow that air to rush through and drive the turbine. Okay, there it is with its exit horn. Let's point it into the wind. See if we can get it to light an LED. So I'm pretty sure you didn't see it like the LED. So I've brought it back inside. We're going to turn some fans on it and we're going to light an LED. Now, the lighting the LED, it's just showing it's working, okay? It doesn't really matter what it's doing particularly. It's showing that the funnel is collecting, it's going down here, it's exhausting out of here. And of course, the really interesting thing about that is we can build this structure pretty much as long as we like, and that's going to solve a lot of issues, particularly for me, because I'm in a dead zone where air and getting a draft is quite hard to do, and I have to wait a very long time quite often for that. So this promises a resolution to problems that I've been having, which is kind of cool, really. Obviously, if we made this a swivel and put a little fin on there, it would actually turn to catch the wind direction anyway, without me having to do anything else. And all of my operating gear, all of my mechanism and machinery is down at ground for me to work on, which makes it great. So let's turn the fans on and have a look at that LED. Okay, I certainly thought that was cool, hey, and it has great promise, like I say. So the next thing to do is investigate that a little bit further, I think, and see what else we can do with it, and see if we can take it any further than running this little PC fan, which is perhaps not the best arrangement, and like I say, prototyping it just to see what's going to happen. Now, it has actually got dark and rainy outside, and if you want to know why it's taken me so long to go from demonstrating it into the car park to dark and rainy, have a look at Welcome to the World of TNT Cone Crazy, and that should explain everything to you. I've put the link to Welcome to the World of TNT in the description below. Anyway, I hope you're enjoying this so far. It certainly is intriguing to me. I'll be following this through a little bit. Thank you very much for watching, and please remember to like and subscribe.